Hi YouTubers, welcome to my channel. So happy to be here with you today. I'm so excited for Piers Morgan. He has been vindicated. His free speech has won. He has been able to voice his opinion about his thoughts on the Oprah Winfrey interview. And now he can go around and say, see, I can say it and not be in harm of doing anything that needs to be looked at as crossing the line. Who says you can't have an opinion and say that you don't believe somebody? He didn't do anything to disrespect those that had mental illness or anything like that. I'm so glad that he was able to do that, because we know that Meghan contacted the television station and made a complaint about what Piers had said. And who cares? I mean, Piers can have his opinion. And this is why that narrative with Meghan and her husband, they are always constantly trying to control the narrative. They cannot tell people how to look at them. They need to just be good people so that people can look at them for how they actually are, rather than perpetrating like they nice and good and complaining when people have the nerve to call them out. It's not okay. It is not okay. And then also I wanted to address that Prince William, good for him. He actually helped a family get out of Afghanistan. And you know what I love about that? This was something that he did that wasn't this big ordeal that had to make the news to help with their branding. He did something that was of good character, and he really helped this family get out of Afghanistan. He had his own relationships with people when he was in the military. So I applaud him for doing that. That was awesome. Yeah. So free speech. We have to be able to speak our opinion and what we think about things, because how we see someone matters. And we only get to what we think of people based on how they behave and how they react. And I think your character matters, and you should never judge people just based on how they look. But a lot of times within the Black culture, that is what happens. We have our own prejudices within our own culture, and we may look at someone who is of light or dark skinned and judge them just based on that, just on the color of their skin. And it is something that is a real problem within the Black community. The Hispanic people have different shades of Black within the Hispanic culture as well. So there is a difference when it comes to our skin color and how people look at you and the different prejudices that come with it. And, you know, it's all a matter of trying to really judge people on how they are, how they treat you. Not the color of their skin, not how they look in the tone or the shade of their blackness. I mean, that shouldn't matter. That's not relevant. But oftentimes that is what people look at when they judge you. And it does happen in the Black community. This whole thing around the Black culture and how Meghan Markle is going to find her way torn between two different Hollywoods. Will she be able to make it in a Hollywood that is majority white, which is what she identifies at? Or will it be what is considered her already earmarked identification that the Black people have given her, which is, hey, you Black woman, you Black. This is what essentially they've said. Okay? They know she's mixed, but at the same time, she's of a mixed race, but she has a drop of Black, so we're going to consider her Black. It's kind of like, you got a drop of Black, you Black. Another example is Meghan's father. He's a white man. Do you think Black Hollywood or those that are very pro-Black care that Meghan's father, this white man, is suffering because of how his daughter has treated him? They don't care. They're applauding Meghan. So it's a tricky spot. It's a fine line between, do you support Meghan and look at all the things that she has done and really want to work with her because of her being labeled this Black woman who you say has accomplished all these things? Or are you going to look at her as someone who has made poor choices and who is doing things that are ruining the lives of their respective family for her and her husband? How are they going to look at that? How will she be perceived and welcomed into Hollywood? It all is going to matter a lot based on how much they can win in their publicity wars, how much they can kind of show people that they're good via their PR, and to really downplay all these things that have been happening within, back and forth with the monarchy. Because unless you're following it every day and understand really the ins and outs of it, you're not going to get the gist of the story. Black Hollywood, what it means to Meghan Markle's success. Catch me in my next video where I'll talk a lot more in detail about what it will look like for Meghan when she is faced between two different Hollywoods.